Welcome back. So we're going to proceed with the next lesson. If we click here in the corner, we get the table of contents. We can see that we're looking at Python syntax, and we've completed the following section. Now let's do 6, 7, and 8, arithmetic, updating variables, and comments. So I'm going to click on arithmetic. So it explains the different operations we have in arithmetic. So I'm going to copy and paste this into Notepad so that we can see it clearly. Okay, so we're defining a variable and we're adding two numbers. That's how you add, that's how you subtract. But when you're multiplying, that's the symbol you use. And likewise with division, it's a /. So that's something we need to get used to. And when you're combining these things together, okay, you can see multiply, divide, all our operations there, and you don't specify the order to do it. This is how Python does it. First, it does the multiply and divide. So it's going to multiply these two numbers out and divide them. And whatever the result is, it's going to add them together and then finally subtract 12. So whenever you're not sure, you can just put brackets around it to define exactly what you want. Okay, so that's going to be the default. It's going to do the multiply and divide first, and then it's going to add and subtract all those numbers together. But you can override this with the brackets. You don't have to do it in this order if you don't want to. So let me show you how to override the default behavior of Python. I am going to take some brackets now, and I am going to enclose 1345 and 120 and add them together. Whatever the result is, it's going to be multiplied by 129 and then divided by 6, and then finally we're going to subtract 12 from the full result. So you can override the default order of operations using those brackets. Now let's continue here. Now we're going to look at how remainders work. So you can see in this example here, we don't get whole numbers, we get fractions, and when you put that percentage, it gives you the remainder part of that that division. So let's actually do an example here. So what we need to do is we need to create a variable called product. And I don't see exactly what's supposed to be on the screen, so let's just reload it. When that happens, all you have to do is just do a quick reload, and whatever was missing in the code editor, you should be able to see it. Okay, so the code editor is fully loaded now. So in the first thing we have to do is we got to take that variable product. Notice I just double clicked on it to select it. Come over here, Control V to paste. Okay, and what we want to do is we want to multiply any two numbers. So we do an equals, then we get the asterisk or the star. Oops, sorry, we need two numbers. So let's say 4 multiplied by 6. Okay, run. And the next question is enabled, question 2, which means we did it correctly, but that's not very enlightening. So let's go ahead and print out that variable. So we're going to print out product. Okay, and we will see it, hopefully the result of that on the right side. And 24 indeed is the product of 4 times 6. So let's go on to the next question here. Okay, what is the remainder of 13 divided by 11? So we're going to do this in pieces here. Okay, first we're going to create a variable called remainder. And we're going to divide 1398 and we're going to divide that by 11, and we're going to print that out. Okay, so that's a reasonable thing to do. Okay, because if we just set variables, we don't get any information, just declaring the variable. We want to see the results. So what I've done is I've taken two numbers, divided them, and now I'm going to print the result, and I'm going to see it in my code, in my results window on the right-hand side. So let's click, and that is the result, and I'm pretty sure that is in fact correct. But the question doesn't want the result, it just wants the remainder. Okay, so to get the remainder of those two numbers divided, you put a percentage sign, instead of a division sign. So let's try that out now. So we'll put in the percent, and we will click run. And this time we see the remainder is 1. So let's click next. Okay, so we're on section 7 here, updating variables. So I'm going to copy and paste this into a window here so we can read it. Okay, so we can see here we're adding up rainfall from January to June. So January, that's how much rainfall we had, I guess, in centimeters. In January, February, March, April, and so on. So there it is, all added up. And we're going to say the annual rainfall is January to June. And we're just going to set that variable in. But the rain we have for the whole year also includes July, August, September, and that's what we have down here. You can see the July rainfall, the August rainfall, and for the rest of the year. Now, look what we're doing here. We're doing something really clever. We're saying the annual rainfall, and then we put in this special operator here, plus equal sign. So what that really means is the annual rainfall equals whatever it was before. Okay, so whatever that number is. And then we're adding something to that. We're adding the rainfall for July, which is 1.05 centimeters. And then it continues. In August, there's the rainfall for August, 4.91. And then again, annual rainfall, we do that funny operator. So that just means the rainfall equals whatever it was before. And now you're going to add August. August is 4.91. And we're going to continue down and add up all those values. But I'm going to do this now in a summative way. I'm going to do these 4 months all in one shot. So let's go ahead and say annual rainfall. We'll do a copy and paste. Okay, equals whatever it was before. And how do you do that? You do this special operator here with a plus sign. It equals whatever it was before. Okay, plus September. September is 5.16 centimeters. So I'm going to paste that in, plus October, and so on. And I'm going to make sure I don't put any extra spaces here. Here I think I put too many spaces. So all I have to do now is just copy that one line in, and the Python editor should accept it. So I'm going to go right to the bottom, do Control V. You can see that new line that we just put in there. Let's see if we did it correctly. We're going to click Run. And yes, indeed, it is correct, but it's not very enlightening because we don't see anything in the results window. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to print out that result. And notice how I get the variable in there. I just double click on it. Right click, copy, paste that in, and oops, no. And then we'll go inside the brackets here. And now when we run it, we see how much the total rain is for the entire year. Okay, so let's go on to the next lesson, which is commenting. And here a comment is just simply done with a hash symbol. So the hash symbol could be in different places depending on your keyboard. In my case, it's right above the 3. So what do they want us to do here? They want us to add a comment right above city population. So this is the city population variable. I'm going to click up here, put my hash symbol, and just put any comment I like. Okay, so comments are not executed. So let's go ahead and run this, and we see that it does in fact work.